Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Saturday, 22nd. So, not really a lot changed from the chart from yesterday, to be honest. These fronts are a little bit closer, perhaps, but we're going to see those for the next several days, by the looks of it. So, high pressure sort of stabilised slightly out to the west of us. We're in this sort of northwesterly flow over us for the next couple of days, really. And if you play the charts on 24 hours, 36 hours, you can see that high pressure still stays there. These fronts here are sort of forecast to sort of get towards us on Wednesday, Thursday, but it looks like they're going to be sort of decaying by that time. So what have we got today? Well, the TAF is as short as it was yesterday, but perhaps slightly more accurate. 320 degrees, 4 knots, so light northwesterly. Yesterday they were forecasting a similar sort of thing, but the wind actually on the ground was westerly, southwesterly, and at flying heights it was northwesterly, so quite a big difference. But the difference today is broken at 2,000 feet, which is probably, it's a little bit lower than that now, I would suspect. So I think we're going to have sort of overcast for most of the day, really. Upper winds, as I say, just like yesterday, had a northwesterly drift to it, and it was perhaps a little bit more than a drift. It was noticeable going up the winch launch that people required correction to the right from about 1,000 feet up, because there was definitely sort of 10 knots of northwesterly. So I think it's going to be the same today, really. And remember, correction is actually putting the right wing down on the winch launch, because sometimes people didn't correct and the cables came fairly close to 2E. So yeah, upper winds, I think probably about 10 knots, 300, 320 degrees. And SatPic yesterday showed this blob of cloud in the Midlands, and then it sort of raced southwards fairly quickly. Today we've got that stuff over us. And I don't really think it's going to thin out that much. We might be lucky and see this sort of hole come towards us for a little bit. Get a break in it a little bit later. Temperatures hopefully a little bit warmer than yesterday. It never really got much above freezing yesterday, but it's already about 3 to 4 degrees because the temperature's been kept up by the cloud layer, and hopefully we'll see 5s to 6s. Out at the launch point. It'll still feel cold. It still needs your coat on and gloves today, certainly, folks. And top meteo, I think you can almost discount this. It says it's going to sort of break up and be bright and sunny all day. I don't suspect it is, folks. I think that cloud's going to linger around for a reasonable part of the day, and even if we're lucky and see a gap, it may well be short-lived. So certainly flyable today, like northwesterly wind, but quite cloudy, I suspect. Currently it looks like it's about 1,000 feet, maybe a bit higher than that. So hopefully if it gets to 2,000 feet, we'll get some reasonable winch launches in. Yesterday they looked like we're getting 1,900 feet. So I think we'll get the same today. Tomorrow, I think a similar sort of picture, really. It looked cloudy in the morning, perhaps brightening up in the afternoon. And you can see that this picture plays through. This is Monday, Tuesday, and the nearest we start to see the fronts are Wednesday, and then perhaps Thursday as a front goes through. So, you know, quite settled, almost the end of the month, I would have thought. So, airspace wise, locally, not really much going on. Round us, nothing of note, the usual stuff at Southampton, soldier plane danger area, to worry about there. These are paragliding down at Parham and on Devil's Dyke, paragliding up here just north of south of Wantage, and number 14 is the danger area, is activated overnight, so certainly won't affect us. So nothing really to affect us in this area. No jet movements or 2E traffic today, so we'll have the runway to ourselves. We'll be on 27 with cables on the north side, and then the gliders for the winch parked next to those, and the launch point vehicle will be in the middle with the aero towing just taking place off the southern edge of the main runway. Grass is fine. It's a little bit damp, sticky in places, but it's actually fine to land on. So fairly normal winter setup, really. So looking out there, it looks like it'll be flyable already. So I would suggest, folks, we head out, open the hangar doors, and crack on and get going.